This podcast was brought to you by the Podcast Rooms. If you would like to produce your own podcast, then visit thepodcastrooms.co.uk.
Hi, how you doing? It's Ricki Neal from Reflex Blue, and we're in the podcast rooms today, and the latest podcast is with Alastair Baird from Fourth Boat Tours. Welcome.
Welcome, Ricki. Thanks very much for inviting me along to talk about Fourth Boat Tours this morning. It's good to see you again.
That's it. What do you think of the podcast rooms then?
Very, very nice, Ricki. Very nice. I'm very impressed.
It's good, isn't it? Anyway, we've actually known each other for, must be about 10 years now.
Yes.
Yeah.
10 very fruitful years, Ricki.
You've worked with Reflex Blue for 10 years, originally McDonald Resorts, but then you've moved on to Fourth Boat Tours.
Yes, well, we met each other at McDonald Hotels and Resorts. We had a very good relationship there, worked on some great projects, and as you see, I've now moved on to Fourth Boat Tours, but hadn't forgot my relationship with Reflex Blue.
That's good. What makes you come back to Reflex Blue? Just apart from myself, obviously.
Not really, no. No, the team at Reflex Blue, friendly. They've got some great ideas, flexibility, the knowledge of the brand. They get to come meet you there. They talk about your product. They want to know about the product, and the work that you guys produce is fantastic.
It's good. I'll not leave this studio now. My head's up big now. But no, it's good to have you on board, obviously. So we've been working with you for Fourth Boat Tours. Is that about 2 years now?
We've been together now since October 17, Ricki. Remember, we came out and had a quick look at what we were doing, and then we came back with some ideas, and we've developed it from there. Yeah, so we've had a good and built some things out from there.
So how did you end up working in Fourth Boat Tours? I think you were friends with Donald. Is that correct?
Well, Donald Dewar owns the business. It's his business. It's been Donald used to own Mac Tours, right, the open top tours in Edinburgh, and he moved on from Mac when Lothian Buses bought the company, right. Edinburgh Bus Tours as they are, and Donald moved on and created Fourth Boat Tours. He always had a vision for a boat on the river. When we were developing Mac Tours and when Donald was building out Mac Tours, we always talked about, it'd be great to have a link at South Queensferry bus and boat. Yeah. So we've got that link now with Lothian Buses with our bus and boat ticket. And we've now got two boats, the Fourth Belle, which is where Donald started, and we've added the Fourth Princess a couple of years ago. And both boats are doing really well. The Princess, she does her Blackness Castle Cream Tea cruise, and the Fourth Belle, she goes and does the Inchcolm Island trip. Three Bridges, Inchcolm Island.
Donald's got quite an interesting hobby as well, hasn't he?
He used to race cars, yes.
That's right.
There's some of them lying in the workshop. Yeah.
Does he race his boats as fast as well, Donald is actually one of the, what do you call it, a sailor or a captain?
He's a skipper, right? Skipper, Ricki. That's the word you're looking for, skipper.
I was going to say driving the boat, but that's wrong as well.
We still refer to driving the boat.
So when did he become a skipper then?
2006. Yeah, he qualified. So he's a qualified skipper. He used to own his own garage business, then Mac Tours, now Fourth Boat Tours. Right. And the brand is expanding.
So how do you think the brand's changed since you've been there, since 2017?
Well, without blowing my own trumpet, yeah, we have become bigger. Passenger numbers are up. Our corporate business is moving forward. Other business we have in coaching's moving forward as well. As I say, we've gone from 1 to 2 boats. We've got a very steady crew, very good core people in the business, which is important. You probably know it's good to have good people with you. And we've got good people in our business who know the product, they know what we're about, and that's what makes it. And if you'll even look at our TripAdvisor reviews, you'll see that. And October 2019, we were awarded Best Activity Day out in Scotland by 25,000 families who voted for us, so we must be doing something, right? And next month, we're down in Birmingham at a trade show at the NEC, the British Travel Trade Show, and we're up for an award there for the coach business for the UK. So, as I say, we must be doing something, right?
That's pretty amazing. I mean, I've been on the boat a couple of times now, and I think the first time when I went up, it was quite funny because I took my wife and my son up, and it was freezing outside. And I remember they were downstairs in the boat, and me, you, and Donald were in the wee where you actually sail the boat from.
In the bridge, Ricki.
In the bridge. I know, that's it. You can sort me out with the correct terms. But I went downstairs, and it was funny. My wife was like windswept and all that, and I was like, it's too warm up there.
She got the full experience, so you can. I mean, listen, the other day when I was looking at the office window, we had all 4 seasons in the space of an hour.
Yeah.
You know, you could see the bridges, you couldn't see the bridges. But look, that doesn't stop our customers coming on the boat. Our downstairs, if you go outside, obviously you're going to get windswept and you dress for the weather.
That's it.
But you've also got a heated salon on the 4th Bell and the Princess as well. So if you don't want to stand outside, you can sit inside. I mean, the Bell comfortably seats 80 people downstairs. Right. And if you want to go and stand outside and get the full experience, then you can do that as well.
No, I was actually really impressed because I don't know, because I'd never ever done the tour before, I wasn't sure what I was going to be let myself in for, but when I come up, it's actually very interesting, because you've got the voiceover playing and telling you all about the various things that are on the tour.
Yeah, we've got our commentary going. The skippers will interject if they see something of interest, seals, puffins. Last season we had dolphins on the river as well. We don't just run the commentary. We also have additions from the skippers, and the crew move about the boat as well. So they're also pointing out to our customers things that you can see. And then when you get to Inchcolm Island, you can get off the boat and have a wander around the island. And you get some stunning views of the Edinburgh skyline from the island as well.
That's right.
And one of the things we've branched out in here is we're now developing Inchcolm Weddings by Forth Boat Tours. So you can get more information about that on our website at forthtours.com. Where we are now developing our wedding product, where we take the bridal party, the wedding party out to the island on the boat. They get married on the island. They can have some drinks on the island, come back on the boat, relax, pictures taken. It's a nice way of enjoying the cruise on the return journey as well. Mm-hmm. Some nice photographs of the 3 bridges. Yeah, back to Hawes Pier, and we can also do receptions on the boat as well.
Yeah, Inchcolm Island is beautiful, isn't it?
It's stunning.
It must be very picturesque for the wedding pictures.
Fantastic, it's fantastic.
It's really
Not
nice.
just the weddings, but it's also stunning as well if you're just a standard visitor who wants to go and visit the island. Owned by Historic Scotland, managed by Historic Scotland on behalf of the nation. It's well worth a visit. If you've never been to Inchcolm Island, come with Forth Boat Tours. You won't be disappointed.
So how does it work if I was wanting to book a wedding, although I'm married? Do we just contact yourself, or do you work in collaboration with other hotels and things like that?
Yeah, well, we go to wedding shows, like every other business who's in the wedding business. We'll go to wedding shows. Our next wedding show, as a matter of interest, is at the Corn Exchange in Edinburgh, 7th and 8th of March. We will have a stand there. But we also have customers who've been on the boat just for a standard cruise, and they've come back with us and they've asked, they've been married on Inchcolm Island.
Right. Nice. So if I was planning another wedding, not another wedding,
well,
could I just come on the boat and have a wee?
You can call us and you can come and have a show round on the boat. Our wedding coordinator Amy will take you out, and you can go with her on the boat to the island, have a look around, see what's what, have a chat with Amy and make your day.
Oh, that's good. I didn't realise you actually had a wedding coordinator as well.
Yes, it's Donald's daughter Amy,
nice.
Who's our wedding coordinator, she's the right person to talk to.
And you've got various packages, haven't you, for the weddings?
Yeah, we can do what's called vows on the 4th, which you can just get married on the 4th Princess. Yeah, which some couples do. And then you can also have our sapphire and diamond packages, which also include getting married on Inchcolm Island, taken out on the boat. You can have canopies, prosecco, champagne cocktails with a pop-up cocktail bar. You can have all that on the boat as well. It's various packages, and you can see all that at forthtours.com.
Brilliant. So you also do collaborations with quite a lot of people. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Not just Reflex Blue, Ricki. Not just Reflex Blue.
Yeah. No, I mean, sorry, I'm actually talking about the more.
I get what you
Seymour.
mean. Yeah, that's See and Do More.
Yeah,
where we work with local visitor attractions, not just in Edinburgh, but across Scotland. So you've got the Black Watch Museum in Perth. You've got Dolphin Spirit up on the Mauritius coast. Royal Yacht Britannia, Camera Obscura, Scotch Whisky Experience, Dynamic Earth, Deep Sea World. They're all part of See and Do More, which is our discount schemes. So when our customers are buying tickets with Forth Boat Tours, and with their confirmation, they receive the vouchers, which they then can go to the various attractions and exchange them for money off the entrance to these different attractions.
Are they quite good discounts then?
Yeah, up to 10% off adult tickets.
That's really good.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, it's great for families because in this day and age, people are always feeling a pinch in the purse. So it's great for families to have a little bit of added value. It's over £40 of discounts that you get with your Fourth Boat Tours ticket. So it's great added value to your ticket.
Brilliant. And you also do joint tickets as well?
Yeah, we've got a joint ticket with Bo'ness and Kinneil Railway, our fourth sea train adventure, which is our 90 minutes boat trip and 90 minutes on a steam train.
So that's the steam train, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, absolutely. I recommend that one. If you've never done the steam train, go to Bo'ness and Kinneil. And coming for this season, we've got 2 new joint tickets, one with the Falkirk Wheel and another one with Hopetoun House.
Nice. I've been to Hopetoun House before. It's beautiful.
It is. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Do you know I've never ever been in a Falkirk Wheel yet?
Oh, well, yes, you have to.
And I stay like 15 minutes away from it. That's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the. We always have it's a challenge convincing customers that Edinburgh doesn't stop at Barnton. That Edinburgh is, that South Queensferry is part of Edinburgh. It has an Edinburgh postcode. It's 20 minutes from the city centre. If you don't want to take the car, you can take the train from Waverley or Haymarket to Dalmeny Station, or you can take our fantastic joint ticket with Edinburgh Tours, our bus and boat, which includes return trip on the bus, departs from Waverley Bridge in the centre of Edinburgh, and takes you straight to the boat, and includes your boat ticket as well.
So see these tickets, can you buy them on your website as well?
You can buy them online at fourtours.com.
So Alastair, since you've started in 2017, I think a lot of things you've done is kind of enhanced the product and the brand, and you've even got your own signature tune which your son Callum sang. How did that all come about?
We had the tune was Caledonia, which was on the boat. We were redoing our video and photography, and the commentary on the boat was being revamped as well. So we decided that we would redo our signature tune, which you hear when the boat comes alongside at the end of your tour at Hawes Pier or at Port Edgar Marina. And in doing that, we thought, well, we'll get Callum, my son, who's also a professional singer as well. And Callum redone the signature tune for us, Caledonia, which you can hear on our video, which you can get on the website, or you hear it as the boat comes alongside at the end of your tour. And that was built into the video, and it's part of the commentary on the boat, and it's become part of our brand as well. That's what we use it for. And if you go to trade shows or anywhere about Fourth Boat Tours, you'll hear that signature tune as well.
I can actually remember when Callum done this a couple of years ago, and I thought it was an amazing version, but I've not heard it for a while, so I'm going to pop it back on just now and let everybody hear it. It's a really nice version of Caledonia by Callum Baird.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away. I've been telling old stories and singing songs that make me think about where I come from, and that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Oh, let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, now that would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had.
Alastair, it's been great having you on. If you've not been in the Fourth Boat Tour, I would definitely recommend it. One of the things that I was really interested in when I was there was all the stuff you were telling me about. Is it Inchmickery Island?
Yeah, and well, there's Inchcombe, which is you can get off the boat and land, see the medieval abbey on the island. You get great views of Edinburgh from there. There's also Inchmickery, which is the island. If people might know it, it's the one that looks like a boat.
Yeah.
It was never. People think, during the First World War, the island was designed to look like a boat. It wasn't, because it does naturally look like a boat. They just added the naval defences because it's part of the outer defences of the old naval base at Rosyth. Then you've got Inchgarvey. Inchgarvey is the island that the Forth Bridge stands on.
Right.
Part of that, and so you've got those islands: Inchgarvey, Inchmickery, Inchcombe. So it's well worth seeing these islands from the boat. You can't land on Inchgarvey. and you can't land on Inchmickery, but you can land on Inchcombe.
Yeah.
But you get some great views, and Inchcombe's still got the wartime defences there as well, so you can see what the island was like during the First World War and what it was like during the Second World War.
Is that right that they had gun turrets on the bridge? Was it the Second World War?
They had, well, during both World Wars, they had gun emplacements on these islands. These were either the outer or inner defences for Rosyth Naval Base. I mean, if you were on the River Forth, say 100 years ago, during the First World War, you would have seen all the battle cruisers lined up between the rail bridge and what is now Queensferry Crossing. Where our office is located at Port Edgar Marina, that's the old naval base there. You'd have seen over 100 destroyers and minesweepers moored there. So the river is, in its heyday, was a real hive of activity for the Royal Navy and the Defence Forces, and it's the same in the Second World War. Nowadays, Rosyth is just a care and maintenance base. It's where they built the aircraft carriers, HMS Queen Elizabeth and HMS Prince of Wales, and if you were lucky enough to be with us last summer, you would have seen both aircraft carriers together. Historical moment, the two carriers for the first time together. Prince of Wales and Queen Elizabeth are being commissioned. As everybody knows, Queen Elizabeth, she joins the fleet next year. Prince of Wales is going through her work-up exercises. She's currently in Liverpool at the moment doing a hello tour there. But she'll be back on the River Forth because she has to come back for a hull check, and at the moment Rosyth is the only dockyard where she can fit in for that purpose.
So it's been great to have you in the podcast rooms. I hope you enjoyed doing your first podcast. If you want to find out more about Forth Boat Tours, all you need to do is go to forthtours.com. And if you want to come in and do your very own podcast in the podcast rooms, and all you need to do is book online at thepodcastrooms.co.uk.
This podcast was brought to you by the Podcast Rooms. If you would like to produce your own podcast, then visit thepodcastrooms.co.uk.